Yo, what's up? I'm Chow Bat Yen. Start.
Have you started recording? Have you started recording?
I'm recording.
Did you start recording?
Are you done?
No.
I haven't even started yet. This Gollum pinch don't make up for it, huh?
Then it must be a lie.
Yo, what's up? I'm AK Chopper Rap Genius. Ha 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 ha.
I'm AKB48.
That AKA beat. This is B52 Bomber today. Still want to bring you everyone long-awaited forehand instruction.
Kyoshi.
Yeah, the Kyoshi part. Okay, let's get started. Can I keep looking at the camera? Tao taught me that I have to look at the camera all the time. Are you ready? Ready? Okay. Good, no need to teach. Class dismissed. Ha 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 ha. Shouldn't you be demonstrating some wrong moves at this point?
Isn't this a mistake?
I'm just hitting it. You're just hitting the ball out of order. Okay, first of all, you have to catch the ball. First aid point of the high position. Because my playing style is mainly bias flat hit more. Then you, in dealing with flat hit it, your catching point must be high enough to be higher than the height of the net, so that you can have more room for error. You can do shoot the ball. You shoot in the ball, and you pull up the ball of the, out of the ball. Effect is completely different. Then you flat hit it in the ball, to land. Firstly, is very flat, and then the speed of the ball is very fast. Then this time you have to do to raise your head speed. That how to raise your head speed. When you put the racket frame, the whole arm swing is too much. The arm swing is more that leads to your racket head. In fact, you swing to the front of the body when we see this racket head. He is still placed after There is no guarantee that the head of the racket will be in front of your hand when you hit the ball. Your head speed must be faster than your hand in advance to close over. This time you can appear to be a set ball feeling. You have to keep the ball on the racket as long as possible. After sticking to the ball, to hit the ball through that. In fact, how to say that? Everyone will ask, that when is considered to hit the ball through it. That when your racket touches the ball, at the beginning of the moment, the ball began to exert pressure on your racket, that you will feel that this pressure will gradually become bigger. But when this pressure gradually becomes bigger, you must go to the power to grip the racket tightly. As I say now, you have to grip tightly after the 3 fingers to generate the energy to fight with the basketball. When you fight against this energy, you will feel the pressure of the basketball is less and less that, until the pressure finally completely gone, that this time it means that you hit the ball through. When you hit the ball through, when you then send the ball to the direction you want to hit the last, and then the head of the racket to accelerate the horizontal collection. Remember everyone in the collection of racket. When you do the flat hit, must be good to see you collection of racket trajectory as a horizontal line collected into this way. A horizontal line into this way to close some flat. Normal hitting the racket may be closed relatively high. This time will reduce your contact with the ball, for example. The ball is now coming from the opposite side of the ball when he comes over there. You have to keep the racket in this trajectory. Maintain this trajectory and bring the racket in and then swing it forward so that you can eat the ball for as long as possible. If you touch the ball like this, you're already brushing it upwards, but you're shortening the time you have to eat the ball. You're not swinging the ball forward longer. And when you're swinging it longer, you're more sure of success. Flatten it out some more. Tighten your grip. Back 3 fingers. Side point deep. Center of gravity. Go on, do it again. Okay, now there is a problem that you do flat batting when I suggest that we are more open, closed or half open, so that your center of gravity can do a very complete transfer of the magnitude of your transfer, will also be more forward to promote rather than backward to find. Because the more you look for backward words, the more you look backward, the more you shift. Your entire body state is always in a late state, that hitting a flat ball is no matter whether it's flat or topspin. If you're late, you're on the verge of losing control of the ball, then your hitting area may be so much that hitting the ball on this side of the ball and hitting the ball from the back of the ball is a completely different concept. This side is the verge of losing control of the ball. Here's the control of the early point of the most advanced point of advancement. The earlier the ball is, then the further ahead of time, the more control you're going to get of it. The later you hit the ball, the harder it is to maneuver, so try to catch the front end of the ball as much as possible. When you use the closed position, your left Your left foot can be used as a complete rail for your weight transfer. You're supported by your front foot. With the front foot as a center of gravity support, your hand can go further. If you use an open stroke to hit a flat ball, if the ball is not very high and the landing point is very shallow and you use an open stroke, you will easily reach the ball. Then there is no foot under the racket to support it. Then you will easily collapse your back, or the trajectory of the racket will be controlled by your arm, which is unstable. If you are able to put your left foot into the bridge, you can see that the bridge is built below. See, the bridge below is very stable. The bridge pillars are very stable. It's also through the rotation of the body. Your arm does not need to make any adjustments. At this time is very stable. A closing trajectory is very reliable. Come and try it again. The center of gravity should go forward. Now that your feet are in front of you, you need to fully utilize your weight to shift to your left foot. Shift to your left foot. That's right. Okay, shift. Again. Another problem is that many amateurs often make the problem that when you do a turn, you may turn early and you don't transfer your center of gravity out. You leave your center of gravity behind or in the middle of the body. In the starting state, you choose to turn directly. Then your center of gravity may be tucked in and it will rotate backwards. It will rotate backward, and then the length of the racket and the length of the ball is not enough. So remember that you must be in the side of the body state. Of course, this is not the case when you really hit the ball, for example. This frame is the ball, so when I go to hit the ball, I have to make sure that I'm in a sideways position. To hit the basketball, like this, people often, before hitting the ball, you've already turned your body away. When you turn away, your hitting range and your power range are greatly reduced. Hitting the ball in this place can also increase the insurance. Side stroke with the ball to turn the body to transfer the center of gravity. So the transfer of the center of gravity should be prioritized over the turn of your body. Relatively speaking, is to be prioritized a little bit. Not to say that a lot of priority, but a little bit. There should be a sequence first to transfer the center of gravity and then to go to turn the body. Then we all know that the principle of hitting, the principle of the forehand is that your left foot is like a needle. The right foot is a pen. Your body is a compass when you are rotating, when your needle. In fact, you needles actually should not move so that what you draw is a circle. But when you really hit the ball, what we draw is not a circle but an oval. When you draw the oval, you have to make this long line, long enough this time. You have to use your center of gravity to shift from back to front to be able to make this line longer. The longer this line is, the more likely you will be able to catch the ball. Come try it. You want to make sure you hit the ball sideways. Get your feet in. Go to your hips and push your center of gravity in first. Go to the center of gravity and press it in. I think you can push your hips forward a little bit more. Look at you now. The problem I just mentioned is that you're spinning too much. Go on, push in. Push in and go again. Turn. Yes, go back in. Turn it. Right. That's it. That's it. Push it in. Watch the direction you're taking the shot. That's right. And forward. I think you're still spinning a little early before you hit the ball. The core of the frame isn't quite right. Come again. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Put this foot. It doesn't work, you'll reduce the range of your turn. You'll bring your body directly, you'll bring your body straight in. Look at your upper body. If you can turn your body like this, then come back in. A lot of people think that if I step in directly, I can go faster. But you're actually narrowing the range of your turn, right? But when you reduce your range, you're wrapping around the ball and losing control of your right side, like this. If I can turn first and then step in, that's the right way. This is the right way. Sometimes you may intentionally step in a lot and then reduce the integrity of the movement. You don't actually finish the movement. You're just halfway there, and then you drag the racket out. You haven't turned your body back completely. So you need to turn your feet more. The center of gravity should be forward. Forward. Grab the ball forward. So, another point is that you must pay attention. Look for this sense. When the ball comes, you set up the racket. Grab the ball. What does that mean? It means you're grabbing the racket. The tighter you hold the paddy, the more relaxed you are at that moment. The tighter you hold the paddy, the more energy you generate, the faster your head speed will be. If you swing your arm normally, the speed is very small, but if you can swing your arm normally, the speed is very small, but if you can swing your arm normally, the speed is very small. That's what it's all about. This acceleration, from relaxation to grip. First of all, your back 3 fingers should be semi-relaxed to grip the bottom of the racket, and then let the leverage that I mentioned before to generate, and then utilize your tiger's mouth and mouth. Grip tightly, and then go to the top. Push the ball out kind of like, the flatter you press it, the better. After you press it, then bring the racket back quickly and roll the head back up and make sure it's flat, not up. You're not up, you're up, or I'm shortening the distance, like this. Finally, this is a very small detail. A lot of people go up when they close the racket. When you close the racket, it's always flipped off. You have to be careful to keep the racket flat. The racket will come down to the ground so that the quality of your touch, the more you do this, the more you turn the racket over. The more you turn the racket over, the more your wrist rotates. The shorter you hit the ball, the shorter you hit the ball. Press it in. You can see that you can go to a longer trajectory. If I turn over like this, I may not have the control of the front part of the ball. You shorten the control. This bit of control may affect a lot of, this point of control may affect a lot when you really hit the ball. You must pay attention to this detail. Again, I've got the handle, wrist buckle up. Yes sir, flatten it out a little bit. The frame is too big for a small lead. The lead is, turn your body sideways and point your left shoulder at the basketball. Your right shoulder replaces your left shoulder. The process of hitting the ball is completed by shifting your center of gravity. Shift the center of gravity. Forward. Right. Flatten it out a bit. Forward. Okay. Another problem is that I just said you're pulling the racket too big. People will think that if I pull the racket too big, then I will generate more energy. But have you ever thought about the problem that when you draw the racket too big, you are taking away the space and time to press your opponent forward? Then your tempo may slow down. You have so much space to lead the racket, but have you ever considered whether you have enough space to release your energy to it? The racket is led very big, that in this place already hit the ball. You are the top of the, then you store even more big energy is useless. You did not in the most urgent Zhu Dian to release the speed of this racket head because you do not have the space. You are using the space of the forward swing to do a lead racket. This time is very unstable away. So we remember that your power must come from the center of gravity of the body coupled with the whole of the core's rotation. Plus your arm grip, the forward swing of this energy to produce this power is not rely on you to throw the arm alone, to lead the racket, to lead the big, to swing like this. You swing like this instead of out of control. It is also unstable. Understand again? Come on. So it's better to lead with a small lead. It's okay. Core. Keep the core closed. That's good. Good to grab the ball in front of you. Grab the ball and hold the head of the racket tightly at the same time. That's it. That's good. Grab the ball, tighten your grip. And then forward. That's good. Forward a little more. That's not bad. Your center of gravity, as I said just now, there is this process of transferring your center of gravity. Remember to first transfer it from the back foot to the front foot. In fact, when you are in the starting position, I suggest that for my personal opinion, of course, there are a lot of other coaches who have a lot of different teachings. My personal feeling is that you can lean your center of gravity a little bit forward to slightly lower the front shoulder a little bit. The racket is set up, like the two hands are set up, like lying down on the table, on the shelf, it's good. After that, when transferring the center of gravity forward, actually we are not too good at transferring the center of gravity. How much can you transfer to the front foot? Whether it's the heel of the front foot or the forefoot of the front foot or even the left side of the front foot or the right side of the front foot, I'm going to give you a little more detail, my own personal point. When you go to transfer the center of gravity, you have to feel that it's the right side of the front foot, the left side of the front foot, the left side of the front foot, left side, the forefoot. You have to shift the center of gravity to this place. Just like when I teach SLR, I said your foot to tap my foot, your foot to rub in it. If you want to hit the ball hard, whether it's a forehand or a backhand, whether it's a double or a single, you have to go in like this, you have to go in like this. Your foot must go in like this. My center of gravity is on the ball of my foot, the inside of the foot. When I hit the ball, I may shift my center of gravity from this side to this side, shift to this side, shift to the outside, inside to outside, but remember the center of gravity must stay on the forefoot, not the heel. Don't stop in the middle. Don't wait for the rhythm. Go straight in. Go straight in, don't wait. This is much better. This is much better. Everyone always hits the ball. Waiting and then hitting the point of the hit is actually already grabbed low, especially for flat hitting, in fact. The same with topspin. If you can try to grab the point above the net or a more comfortable high ball to hit, when you will be smoother to go forward to the pressure into the... It's best to go in like this. It's always best to go in like this. And often people have a problem with that. Here and then wait. When you go down to reach the ball, first of all, your center of gravity will go down with the ball. When you sit down, you may not be able to go forward smoothly. When you go down more, your person will sit behind you and you won't be able to shift your center of gravity, and then you'll end up hitting the ball. Your hips and buttocks will be sitting behind the sinking drag. This is often the problem. You must remember not to wait for the ball to fall to the point where you have to crouch down and then look for the ball. The center of gravity is in the hit before the racket, with the racket frame. Together with the racket setup, it is not high or low. It's not high or low. The frame is neither high nor low. The fist is a fixed state. In the strike, you only need to shift the center of gravity, plus turn the hips, arms follow your body at the same time. Forward strike is enough, everyone in fact. Now we have to do more to do a little bit of subtraction rather than addition. You do not want to think of saying that my forehand has a lot of aspects of the things that I did not do well, in fact not. Sometimes you give a point to give a good point, to do a good job after point to point. You only need to, through the power, to link. These points will be natural to link. These points will naturally form. Do not think of this power chain so difficult. In fact, the simplest power chain is to set up a good frame foot first power chain. The right foot stomping on the ground to produce a reaction force to make your body center of gravity shift or rotation. Or that last moment you just to transfer this power to the final position of the final hit is your head of the racket from the foot to the head of the racket. You only need to ensure that there is no jam in the middle of the middle to ensure that the hit is smooth. Smooth, basically the head of the racket will not be slow. The ball quality will not be bad too. Right, so don't wait for the tempo, just step in and hit, right? Step in and hit. Yes, but it doesn't mean it's a rally ball. It doesn't mean it's a rally ball. You have to make sure the ball is floating when it hits the ground. That's right. That's the point. Yeah. This point, it's a little early. It's turning into a rally. If you want to make sure that your shot is solid, you have to hold the racket down a little bit when you're leading the racket, and then you have to hold the racket higher than the ball. The racket should be higher than the ball in your mind, so don't drop your hand down. Stomp on the ground and drive your hips. Smash it in. You see, it's still slipping down. Hold it, then turn your waist. Good to grip tightly. Plus, I told you at the beginning, to grip tightly that racket head speed, to let your racket head to catch up with your left hand. Left hand is also useful. As I taught you the serve, that your serve is freestyle, right? That left hand can also help you to drive the body to turn around. Like this, retracted or forward, and then retracted at this time, your right hand, to find ways to catch up with your head, to catch up with your left hand, or even in your consciousness, to catch up with your left hand, so that can help your head speed will be faster to accelerate it. Yes, it's true. That's good. This is good. That's good. Step on it. Step on it. Go ahead and step in. It's okay, so don't wait for the rhythm to go up and hit it. That's right, find the right spot. I'm not shifting my center of gravity. Okay, more weight transfer, 3 more. Step in. It's late. Again. Okay, I still want to talk about how to catch the point. Everyone will ask, where is the comfortable hitting point? It is very simple. It is, first of all, when I teach backhand, I also said, never wait for the ball to find you, but you have to go to find the ball. Then you set up a good frame when you are actively winning any position. It can be the hitting point as long as you're not passive, as long as you maintain your body as a sideways state to hit the ball, as long as your feet forward to compensate. The vertical space is large enough where you can go to hit the ball that hit, to maintain a standard at this time, to have a point your hand, arm, and your body between the sandwich. The angle between your hand and arm and your body should be ensured that it is a state of less than 90 degrees in this state to hit the ball. It's the safest to hit the ball in this condition because if you open it a little bit more, you may not be able to take it back and you may want to bend your arm to take the racket. You must make sure that you are straight arm and then push forward to ensure that the angle is less than 90 degrees at this time, to go along with the trend, to hold tight to your racket grip, to ensure that the head of the racket faster, to ensure that the position of the point of the shot is always the same. So no matter whether you are forward, up or backward, for example, I went backward, that I ended up hitting the ball at the same place. So hit the ball point of the position of the early or late. It is not absolute, it is relative, it is relative. It's relative, it's relative to your body. So if you're more backward, then okay, it's still a comfortable position. Then in front, it's still comfortable, right? It's relative to your body. In fact, it is not relative to the ball, so you have to remember to always use your feet first to position your body to a very comfortable position and then go to hit the ball where you hit. It will not be very bad. Your quality is very stable, so your body must find a good position to rely on the feet to find. And then there is also a point where you hit your paw. Position is this time. Now I want to say a little bit about the paw position under the feet. Everybody knows. Horizontal, in fact, are very good to capture. This position is only left and right far near. But when you are involved in the front and back of this vertical, running, when we always get confused, can't get this position. So you must remember is that your left foot and right foot span must be big or small. Not my step on a step. I always be this big, of course. Not my, this is a step. Then I can also be like this. I can also be like this. One step, one step, one step can also be one step. Always remember to fill the vertical space enough. For example, this ball, it's landing on this spot. If I step on this spot, I can swing the racket, but when I reach for the ball with the racket, my hips have already opened up a bit, but I haven't shifted my center of gravity to my front foot. Then my center of gravity may go backward. So what should I do? I have to step forward again. The purpose of stepping forward is to fill the space, and as my defiance gets bigger and bigger, then I can pull my center of gravity in. So this is a submissive stomping position. It's better than you. Deliberately from here to stir the ground to turn will be half a cadence faster. If you can pull your hips to bring in, the cadence will be advanced, will be accelerated to bring in. And then go to hit the ball. And you see, one is to fill the space, and two is that I can do the center of gravity to shift the momentum. Then at this time, I will not think about whether I have to go back or not, or whether I have to drive off in advance, because you have filled the rotational space that can be brought to the top of the momentum to come in, and then go to hit, just a side to hit state. So remember, don't skimp on your footwork. The bigger the footwork, the better. It helps you accelerate your weight transfer, and it helps you do all these things in one tempo. There are many players who think I play very well when I play multi-ball, but why is it not good when it comes to the holding phase of the match? It is because the gap between the balls is very slow. Your attention may still be on the ball after hitting it, but in fact, you should go back to the position earlier to prepare for the next ball, and then set up the frame to prepare for the next ball in the future. The ball and the ball gap is very slack, but in the multi-ball time, may I hit this ball, everyone will wait for you opposite the ball, thrower will wait for you. When I have this sign set up, I will go to put down a ball, right? This is the hold with the multi-ball time. Your stability is different from the stability of a bad one. Of the reason why so, must pay attention to when you do the hold, not only to hit ahead of time on the back of the position to get ready to, but also the earlier the ball comes, the more you have to set up the frame before the ball hits the ground. The sooner you establish the frame, the better. Once established, don't break it up again. No! When the ball comes, then I go to do this racket. It's too late, because when the ball comes, you leave the racket, then where can you find the space to swing the racket? You have to reserve the space for you to swing the racket and accelerate the racket head in advance, for example. To accelerate the racket, just like what I said before, if you are swinging with your arm, you may need so much space to swing the racket, but if you are swinging with the arm, you may need so much space to swing the racket. But if you accelerate the swing by turning your body, including the moment you grip the racket, you can use so much space to accelerate the swing. Then you can give all this space to the front. Then you can use all this space and time to press the opponent instead of pressing yourself to talk to you about the relationship between the forehand ball and the body. Then in fact the side forehand is also a technical aspect that everyone thinks is more difficult than how to play the side forehand. Well then first I want to tell you a little trick then. For example, this ball is now in the hands of the opponent. For example, this ball is now, if the ball is on the ground, the point of impact is here and you have to hit it at this place. The problem that people often make is that after I step up, I run directly toward the ball, that your center of gravity will be dispersed this way when you go in this direction. Your power will be dispersed this way, but in fact we must not forget that you always hit the ball forward. So your foot R is around your ball, your whole person R to your left hand. As the point of the left hand a distance right to keep you, and the ball is a left-handed distance around the ball. Do center rotation around the ball to go set up a good frame. Like this for example, the ball is now directly towards you, that you want to play a side forehand, that I first need to establish the frame well, set up the frame and then around the ball. I made a circle. I drew a circle. My whole body is going around the circle. I'm not hitting straight up. And you have to imagine the ball as a square. Imagine the ball as a square. Now if I were to hit a sideways reverse slant, then I might have to give up more to the left side of the ball. Front, right side, left. Wait a minute. Just clicked, I think the ball may be a little round. You cannot imagine that. For example, we now take this frame as a basketball. It is now just a square that if I give the front to apply pressure to the ball, it will go forward positively. If I want to hit a reverse diagonal, I'm going to go side to side, and I'm going to go side to side, and I'm going to go side to side, and I'm going to go side to side. When I'm going to hit the reverse slant, the point where I put pressure is on the left side of the ball, the inside of the ball, the inside of the ball, the side that's close to your body. When I go like this, when I apply pressure like this, the ball will go in the opposite direction. If I want to hit a slant, the point where I apply pressure is the right side of the ball. Right, so you have to get this right, and the rest is how you get out of the way. Get out of the way of this position. When you swing over, just a front, okay, center. Go around the side, okay, backslash. Then go around to this side, slant. Everyone should pay attention to how to find a good position for the ball first. You have to move your feet, as the saying goes. 3 parts rely on hitting and 7 parts rely on running. Right, then your running position, your footsteps must be active enough to be able to predict the direction of the ball before the ball comes in a clear direction of the point of impact. And then you go to look for me to be in this place. I'm going to be in that place, right? That's right. Don't dislike me. I'm tired. Can we call it a day?
Yo, isn't this Chow Kui Yim? It's been a few days, but he's so hot. Get out!